Proposition 19, which is the legalization of marijuana, can seriously affect the communities. Proposition 19 will allow adults of 21 years old and older to grow it in private residence, which will make children to be exposed to marijuana more frequent than they currently are by now. The neighborhoods will find it unsafe walking around their own neighborhood and can possibly trigger those that consume marijuana in their own neighborhood. So, Proposition 19 should not be considered at all for the next election because voters should take into consideration that it can marijuana will be exposed to children and that can have negative effects to their health. Even though it doesn't cause much damage as cigarettes, it will promote cancer and it will increase the probability of experiencing certain conditions such as anxiety and depression. According to District Attorney of Madera County, Michael, he states that it would increase the availability of marijuana and it will surely result in increased consumption by youth. Moreover, they will grow up with the mentality that smoking marijuana is acceptable, resulting in a greater chance that today's kids will grow up and become drug addicts. Marijuana already has become the #1 addiction among teenagers, and smoking pot is especially dangerous to teens and young adults who may permanently damage their developing brains and young lungs. If marijuana is legalized, the percentage of young adults who use marijuana will significantly increase because teenagers will become curious and find it easy to consume at home, since it will be allowed for residents to grow it in their backyard. Also, the passing of Proposition 19 will create even more danger on the road and will cause more fatal accidents. Legalizing marijuana will allow drivers to get high right before operating a vehicle. According to Kathy Robbie, spokesperson for MAC, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, argues if this legislation is passed, it will set traffic back years by the increased number of injuries deaths caused by impaired drivers. In other words, not only will we be keeping an eye for drunk drivers, but we will also be on the lookout for high drivers. I believe after legalizing marijuana, an increase of automobile accidents will commence, which means our health and auto insurance will likely cost more because increased addictions and accidents. According another article, according to the smoking pot doubles risk of fatal accidents, it said that driving after smoking even a small amount of marijuana almost doubles the risk of a fatal highway accident. According to an extensive study of 10,748 drivers involved in fatal crashes between 2001 and 2003, the researchers estimated that at least 2.5% of the 10,748 fatal crashes studied were directly caused by the use of marijuana. On average, drunk drivers will kill more people every year. If marijuana is legalized, not only will we be on the lookout for the drunk drivers, but also as I said, the drivers that are under the influence of marijuana. Also, some people might argue that legalizing marijuana will improve our state. However, people fail to recognize that marijuana can close several jobs for people that, for example, that own medical dispensaries, and that people legally purchase marijuana for medical purposes. According to an employee of Green Shade who works at a medical dispensary, is saying that everyone is disappointed. The patients and people in the industry, they're closing us now, that there are no jobs. What are we people going to do after they close the medical dispensary? The employee of Green Shades points out that if the medical marijuana dispensaries close down, then those people will become unemployed, because with Proposition 19, more and more people will be growing marijuana for personal use. Currently, there's about 650 businesses in the LA and Alhambra area that legally sell marijuana for medical purposes. Like any other business, they pay taxes too, but if marijuana becomes legal, then these businesses will be out of business, which will be very harmful to the state. California is already facing the highest unemployment rate in years, and legalizing marijuana would lead to increased unemployment. The Proposition 19 will jeopardize the kids and young adults' health. It will cause fatal accidents, and it will cause unemployment for those that legally sell marijuana for medical purposes.